So we are a grassroots gun rights organization based here out of Texas. We were founded back in 2013, and our goal is just to bring more gun rights to Texas. We have these carry to the Capitol events each legislative session just to kind of kickstart the legislative session on gun rights. Our major push right now is constitutional carry, and what that means is if you can legally own and possess a firearm, you should be able to legally carry that firearm without a license. That's already the case in 11 states, and in 33 states you can open carry without a license. So Texas we're falling behind, and we want Texas to lead and start giving us back our rights that were taken over 140 years ago.
Do you know, are there any bills that legislators are planning to file or any that have already been filed that you guys are supporting?
Yeah, so Representative Stickland in the House has filed his HB 375, so House Bill 375, which is constitutional carry. Senator Huffines in the Senate has filed his bill. It hasn't been given a number yet, but it's basically a companion constitutional carry bill. So Senator Don Huffines in the Senate and Representative Jonathan Stickland in the House, and we've already got about a dozen sponsors for those bills. 33 states, you don't have to have a license to open carry. And in 11 states, you don't have to have a license to open or concealed carry. You can carry however you feel like it. So our push is we just want people to carry. We don't care if you carry concealed or openly, but we think you should be able to do that the way that the Constitution intended, which is uninfringed, without a government permission slip and having to pay a tax or a fee to be able to exercise that right.
Okay, got it. And yeah, so I mean, walk me through why that matters. I think skeptics would say, you know, to have this kind of responsibility, a permit doesn't seem like too much trouble. What would be the reason that you guys would prefer not to have that?
Well, still, philosophically, it shouldn't be any trouble at all, whether it's a little trouble or a lot of trouble. We should be able to exercise our right to keep and bear arms just like we can exercise our right to go to church every Sunday. We shouldn't have to ask the government which church we're supposed to go to, just like we shouldn't have to ask the government which gun can I carry and how. So that's the philosophical reason, but the idea is the only people that have constitutional carry right now, the only people who are carrying without a license right now are criminals. So it's the law-abiding citizens. We're not changing anything for the criminal element. It's still a crime for those people to carry. So the only people that are restricted right now are law-abiding citizens that, for one reason or another, just don't feel like getting a license. I didn't get a Texas license because I didn't want to have to pay the $250 cost to get a license. So I went and got another state's license. And there are people who just, either whether it's for the money, they don't have the time, or they just don't believe that they should have to be licensed. They don't get licenses, and they don't carry, and you can't carry. And if someone like me or you even, I mean, I would imagine you're probably, you consider yourself a law-abiding citizen. What the government is basically saying is they don't trust you until you go and get your license, but I'm pretty sure you could trust yourself not to break the law. So that's why constitutional carry is important. It doesn't mean that anybody can carry. Those people who still aren't allowed to carry still won't be allowed to carry under constitutional carry. If you're a prohibited person, a felon, a domestic abuser, things like that.
Okay, got it. Yeah, and so for people who are ignorant, walk me through what the Texas laws are currently in terms of owning a gun, open carrying a gun, and concealed carrying a gun.
So typically, in order to buy a gun, you've got to fill out the federal 4473 form, which is the background check. Other than private sales, that's how guns are purchased, and you're able to legally buy that firearm. So you go through that background check. Texas doesn't have any registration, so there's no need to register the gun. Once you can lawfully buy it, you own it. Now, to be able to carry that handgun, you must have a license to carry. Prior to last year, you could only carry concealed, where nobody could see it. What we got passed, that went into effect last year, was open carry, which is if I take off my jacket, I don't have to worry about being a criminal because you can see my gun. But in order to carry openly or carry concealed in Texas, you have to have either a Texas state license to carry or a license from a state that Texas recognizes to be able to carry. And that's what we're trying to make voluntary. We don't want to get rid of the licensing. We want to make it more affordable, but we also want to make it voluntary.
Okay, so meaning you could get a license if you wanted to, but you don't have to.
You don't have to. And what other states have found when they passed constitutional carry is that the number of licenses that people obtained went up instead of down. Because, you know, once more people are able to carry, then they realize they're carrying a gun, then they're like, hey, maybe I should probably learn how to shoot this a little bit better. And they go and get training. And so, and you know, they might want to go to another state. And in order to go to another state and carry, you have to have a license, so they'll go get a license. So gun owners are very responsible people for the most part. They go and they get their training. So it's not a matter of whether we're going to have a bunch of yahoos running around carrying guns they shouldn't have. History has proven in all these other states